throughout your time?
Yeah, Gary. Holy fuck.
Shit out of me, bro.
Is because if you're not happy now, even when you're broke, what that tells me is that you're not gonna be happy when you're rich either. Like,
think about how lucky you are just to live in a time period like this. How many people do you know that are like, I'm gonna start making content on YouTube, or I'm gonna start a podcast, and they don't do it because they don't have any gratitude. They haven't suffered enough. You just have all these things that you could be grateful for, but instead you're stuck in this rat race of consumerism saying, I need to be a millionaire. I need to be a millionaire right now. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to be a millionaire or you wanting to succeed more, but you're getting in your own way because you're so focused on the end result. Instead of asking yourself this one question, this has always been the biggest one for me, what problem am I solving?
But the cool thing with actually solving a problem is that you could have actually very, very low views or just modest views, and then as long as there's somebody who you went deep for and actually specified what they need, then what happens is that they're gonna actually wanna spend some money with you, so you don't need to have a gazillion fans to do it. If you're in Vegas and you haven't been out to the Grand Canyon, or you're not taking advantage of all the cool free infrastructure, or not even coming to see a flaming grasshopper in the hood like out here in Fremont, if you're not already doing that, that means that you don't even have a taste for the finer things in life anyway. You don't have a taste for having fun. So when you're saying that you want to be rich and you're unhappy now, all that means that you don't actually want to be rich.
You've never been a time like this where you could do so much and have so much going on for free, and we're at the cusp, because this might be your last chance to do it. Because when AI takes over, if you don't understand how artificial intelligence works, AI is going to replace you. AI is going to replace all these other jobs. What's going on, guys? It's Michael Sartain. I'm out here on Fremont Street. You see who it is. It's Owen Cook.
And it's Michael Sartain on Fremont Street. His new favorite neighborhood to go on every single day is Fremont.
Street is so great here. So we're out here on Fremont Street. One of the things we were talking about this week is what people's motivations are for getting rich. Why do you want to get rich? And we asked people, what are some of the things they tell you, Owen?
They say, I want to be able to travel wherever I want. I want to have to, I want to feel like I don't even know what they say. It's just such shit that I just don't even pay attention. But the point is that it's just an excuse not to be happy. You can be happy right now, even if you're broke, starting right now. And the reason why we mention this is because if you're not happy now, even when you're broke, what that tells me is that you're not gonna be happy when you're rich either. Like, you could already, if you really wanna be rich, you could go out and do fun things. Like even here at Fremont, which is kind of a show on the outskirts of Vegas, all the good stuff's on the main part of Vegas, we happen to be out here. Even here at Fremont, like, turn the camera, look at this like giant grasshopper, like the flaming grasshopper. Well, we'll go there in a sec, you'll see the full thing in a sec. But even that stupid thing is worth a shitload of money. So whatever the case, there's already billions of dollars in free infrastructure that you could go enjoy. Like say that you're a billionaire and you're like, I'm gonna put a giant grasshopper statue in my house. But there's already one out here on the street. There's a national park system. There's buildings everywhere. So you could start enjoying life right now and then prove to me that you actually want to live a fun life, that you actually want to be a millionaire.
So if you, what you're saying is that people don't appreciate the lives they have now. It's not that you'll say people will like forego the joy that they could have in their life today because they're waiting for some future that's probably never gonna come because they're trying to be famous or they're trying to make a bunch of money or whatever. And you're saying that like, they should actually appreciate this now, because you got me trying to go to these national parks now. You got me, because you said you traveled all over the world doing
Billions in infrastructure, all for free. America the Beautiful Pass, $80. And billions of infrastructure just for free. That's nicer than anything that you could buy with money. So people are like, oh, I'm gonna wait till I'm a billionaire to be happy, millionaire to be happy. It's like you already have access to billions in infrastructure right now. It's just an excuse not to be happy.
One of the things that I always tell people that's really crazy is, did you know before the year 1850, half the Earth's population died before the age of 5 because of infant mortality? Did you know, here's a great one, this will make you feel good. Did you know that syphilis used to have a 57% mortality rate before antibiotics?
But luckily it didn't get us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my point is, like, this is before the think about how lucky you are just to live in a time period like this. How many people do you know that are like, I'm gonna start making content on YouTube, or I'm gonna start a podcast, and they don't do it because they don't have any gratitude. They haven't suffered enough. I remember that's something we talked about before with like the power of now, how some people haven't suffered enough, and because they haven't, they don't recognize all the joy and all the benefits they have in their life right now.
And all the giant grasshoppers that you could be out visiting in Fremont as well. You don't even need to take DMT. You got the giant grasshopper right there.
Present at all times.
Hey, wait, you want to jump in the video?
Yeah.
Share that idea. Let's share that idea.
You have to be present because, like, the the past does not exist, and neither does the future. Because it's all in here. If you think about it, tomorrow never comes. Because as soon as tomorrow comes, it's today. So all you have is this moment.
Are you a meditator, by the way?
I want to be.
You look very present right now. I can't tell if you're drunk and high or a meditator.
I aspire to be a meditator. Hey.
But you look very present now. Are you drunk or high?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both, yeah. So you're at least able to access the present moment via that pathway.
You know, as long as you can get there, but it's not the most desirable way. But
yeah. But bro, you look like a very present guy. Like I feel like you could definitely get there easily.
You know, if you've heard the book The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle.
No, I've never heard of it.
Oh,
Just kidding.
wow.
I talk about it every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that book, changed my life. Because I learned this moment is all we ever have.
Yeah.
5 seconds ago when I first met you, it's gone. I can't go back there. This moment with you is right now is all I'll ever have. And so it's like, okay, well, let's take advantage of it.
I agree, bro. And you really do look like you have the eyes and the pupils of a meditator.
I've been told I have an old soul, and I try to understand what that means, and so I guess maybe that's a part of it.
But the next step will be to get you to do a little bit of natural just meditation, and then you're going to get to this point as this sober man, this sober version of you.
See, my problem is I have ADHD, so when I try to meditate, all these things come into my head, and
That's why you have to meditate.
Exactly. I know that I just have to not judge them, just let them pass. But then I get so stuck on one thing, and it's like, oh gosh. And so it's really hard.
So alcohol and drugs can be a reference point for what you want to achieve sober, so you just know it's possible. So now your mind knows it's possible, and then now you can let it go, knowing that it's possible, and then gradually taking the progression to get there naturally. And I know that you can, by the way. I know it. I can see it in you.
Yeah, thank you.
And I love you, bro. And I really do. I'm not even kidding, man.
I love you too.
Okay, brother.
Okay. What's your name?
Owen Cook, man. You okay to be in the video?
I'm okay to be in anything you want.
Good shit, bro. Okay, good to meet you, my man. What's your name? What's your full name?
My name is Clay McDonald.
Cool. You got Instagram?
I do.
What's the name of it?
It is CAYDENT music. Caden.music.
Dope. Good to meet you, brother.
I make music.
Okay.
Thanks, hey, have a good night. Be present.
Good night, man. We shall.
There you go. You just changed another person's life. Incredible.
Yeah, and the grasshopper.
Yes.
Check it out. Go point back up at that. Look at that grasshopper.
Okay, all right. Actually, let's just stay right here for a second. Yeah, so that's the thing, man. One of the things you all take for granted is how much you have available to you right now. I think we don't even understand, like you guys who are watching this on YouTube, your ancestors had no ability to watch something where the light beams travel at 186,282 miles per second. You get to see it for free. Maybe some of you get to watch some commercials, but you have limitless information that's available to you. Gurus like he and I can read. You can read about people like Andrew Carnegie, or you can read Elon Musk, or somebody who maybe has passed away. You can read about Benjamin Franklin. You can read about Michael Jordan. You just have all these things that you could be grateful for, but instead you're stuck in this rat race of consumerism saying, I need to be a millionaire. I need to be a millionaire right now. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to be a millionaire or you wanting to succeed more, but you're getting in your own way because you're so focused on the end result. Instead of asking yourself this one question, this has always been the biggest one for me, what problem am I solving? How am I bringing benefit to the world? Because when I bring benefit to the world, then I give 1% of my audience, if I get 1% of my audience just something to buy, some way to contribute back, you can be fantastically wealthy from that, just by solving one problem. You solve a lot of different problems, throughout your time.
Yeah, Gary. Holy fuck.
Get the shit out of me, bro.
Just stay right here. We're good right here.
Oh my God.
This is the perfect place.
So,
keep going.
Okay, so.
You could be seeing this. You're sitting there complaining, sitting at home watching porn, and you could have been doing this.
I kind of see this. Okay, so I've done videos through a lot of distractions in my life, but
I thought we were gonna die. I thought that was an explosion, bro. I thought it was an explosion.
Yeah, a giant flaming grasshopper. That's the next level distract. We'd have all these videos like in Austin, Texas, walking down the street. People distract you, but that is the highest distraction I might have ever experienced. Now, guys, and here, let's walk in a little bit in Fremont. So okay, so I'm gonna try to go a little bit subtler for you.
Okay.
So the mind is seeking to be unhappy. It's looking for a way to be unhappy. And in reality, if you say to yourself, okay, I want to be super rich, but you're not already doing fun things now, what that tells me is that you don't really even have a taste for fun things. Like, you don't even have a taste for the good life. So a way to go about it would be, like, as a simple example, let's say you live in Los Angeles or out here in Vegas. I'll do Vegas, actually. So say that you live out here in Vegas. You're 35 minutes away from Valley of Fire National Park. You have Red Rock around here. You have Zion National Park 2 hours from you. Bryce Canyon's not that far from you, et cetera, et cetera. You have some of the best.
Mount Charleston, Red Rock Canyon, you could go out there. Obviously, Valley of Fire, one of the greatest places. Not only can you go visit there, some of the best shots for your social media of all time. If you want to create lifestyle shots that make a girl wish that she was with you, absolutely, you can go Valley, but it makes it look like you're an established human being who travels. So even Valley of Fire, Grand Canyon is nearby here. It's not even that far to get to any of these places.
Yeah, imagine you could go to, you're complaining, and you have a Grand Canyon. There's probably not a single thing that you could buy with money more interesting than the Grand Canyon. My kids are actually there right now with their mom, and their minds are blown. So if you're in Vegas and you haven't been out to the Grand Canyon, or you're not taking advantage of all the cool free infrastructure, or not even coming to see a flaming grasshopper in the hood like out here in Fremont, if you're not already doing that, that means that you don't even have a taste for the finer things in life anyway. You don't have a taste for having fun. So when you're saying that you want to be rich and you're unhappy now, all that means that you don't actually want to be rich. So what I say is, go do all the free stuff. Do all the free stuff for, like, maybe like 2-3 years. Knock off something for free that's fun for 2-3 years. Have a giant list of every single thing that you want to do. Then, as you make a bit more money while you're doing this, then do some of the paid stuff in your city. Then begin to do some of the paid stuff, branching out, maybe a little bit more expensive of fun things. Then as you get super duper paper, now you can do some world tour or get private pontoon planes in Alaska or whatever. It's more expensive, but you can work your way up to it. And because you didn't have it right away, you actually will appreciate it a little bit more because you work your way up to it. But the main point being is that if you don't enjoy the finer things in life now, then you don't have a taste for it, you don't resonate with it, and you're not gonna want more of it. In my case, I love the finer things in life. I like to have fun, I like to be happy, I like to go do things. I just like to have a fun time all the time, or as much as I can. So as a result, when I'm building my business, I'm not thinking, oh, how can I make the business need me so I can sit at home doing emails all day? I'm thinking, how can I structure this to get away from my business so that I can build systems, not just work in the business, but on the business itself, to build systems so I can actually go and have a fun time. Be out here with Michael, normally in downtown Vegas in super incredible clubs, but out here we're just going a little bit crazy out here on Fremont. So, seeing some flaming grasshoppers and our new enlightened friend. So, have a taste for those finer things, then expand on it, build money as you're doing it, and then you'll expand it to seeing the entire world, and you won't be another one of these billionaires that lived a boring life. You'll be somebody who actually lived a fun life.
Listen, we talked about a bunch of different things, but one of the things I want to talk about once again, he talked about like creating a lifestyle where you can have systems and then get outside of your job so that you can do other things. There's a great book on this called Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell, where he goes over these concepts. There's a great book called The One Thing by Gary Keller, where you can simplify a lot of things in your business. But one of the things I love is start with why. And one of the reasons why I bring that up is because so many of us want to be incredibly wealthy, but we're selfish. We're like, we want to solve our own problem. If you can really just truly, here's what true entrepreneurship is. When you can find a problem that someone else isn't solving, and you can solve that, you spend all your time every day trying to figure out how to make other people's lives easier. Think about Harvey Specter on Suits. Why was he great? It's not because he was an attorney, because he made fucking problems go away. People again, you think about all the problems that you've had that people have come to you for and you help solve them. Same thing with me. I help people with the networking and stuff like that. These are problems that they had in their life and I made the problems go away. When you can do that and make other people's lives easier, you offer as much free value, as much value as you can, and just get 1% of your audience to buy in, you'll be as wealthy as you ever want to be. Along with the systems that he talked about creating, you do that and all of a sudden you can create a lifestyle. Like right now, we're out having fun on Fremont, but we're also trying to give value here on camera as well. We're trying to do both of those things, and it ends up being a tax write-off. Just want to point that out as well. I got my MOA shirt on, so it's a tax write-off. But the thing is, if you can just get into that mindset instead of what most people do, they want to start a podcast about themselves. Michael, I just have such an interesting story. I'm a guru who does yoga and meditation and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, a lot of people do that. And I think it's great that you're doing that, but then they want to start a story, or the wives of rich men who drink glasses, like, oh my God, life was so hard. they start a podcast like that, you're not solving anybody's problems. A lot of times you'll see huge influencers or start a podcast that won't go anywhere because they don't solve anyone's problems. You and I have focused for years, and partially because Ty Lopez kind of helped us a lot with this, is that we focus on solving other people. We found mentors, we found problems that weren't being solved, and we solved those problems. And because of that, you can become outrageously wealthy. But the thing about it, the first thing we talked about is the gratitude. Guys, we live in a world right now where you guys can learn copywriting for free. You can learn to build a funnel for free.
You can watch a Harvard lecture for free if that happened to be your
You can watch a Harvard lecture for free. You can learn how to run Meta ads for free, Google ads for free. You can do all of you can learn all these different skill sets for free. You could do this right now. Do you take advantage of that? And if you don't, why are you complaining about not being rich? Do you take any action at all? Do you understand that if you took any action at all to build a brand, you're already in the top 1%? Do you understand? I just got to 129 episodes of my podcast. You know that the vast majority, like 85% of podcasts don't get around 10 episodes and they're done. I was like, F this, I'm gonna do this no matter what, because I know I'm solving someone else's problem and I'm just offering people's value. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by the way, the main key also is like those podcasts that are just more about like pop culture. If you can get like millions and millions and millions and millions of views somehow, then fine, maybe you can monetize that in some way. But the cool thing with actually solving a problem is that you could have actually very, very low views or just modest views. And then as long as there's somebody who you went deep for and actually specified what they need, then what happens is that they're gonna actually wanna spend some money with you. So you don't need to have a gazillion fans to do it. So that means that you actually should go deep on some kind of problem and make it a lifestyle. And then what you do is you wind up shooting content out in the places that you wanna go out. And that winds up becoming a hybrid between having fun and making cash.
Guys, I want you to think about how incredible this is. Like, how fortunate dude. Owen showed me this Osmo. This Osmo, it's not $15,000. I'm not shooting on a red. This thing is in my hand right here, and we're shooting this in 4K. Look at the colors on it.
Pass me the other Osmo.
Like, this is incredible. Like, this thing is like so easy, and you guys are sitting there making excuses. Like, when am I going to start my podcast? Yo, we have a 2-channel receiver on this Osmo. This whole thing together was $700. This is like a third the cost of an A7S III. Like, this is like nothing, and you have no excuses. I see people, they do man on the street. Oh, I'm gonna do man on the street videos when I get my expensive Rode mic or my Sennheiser. Bro, you can do man on the street videos with 2 iPhones. You knew. Why haven't you started? Listen, my General Patton from World War II had a great saying. He said, a partially figured out plan, a 70% plan executed violently today is better than a perfect plan 2 weeks from now. So like, you guys need to get used to taking action. You don't take action because you don't have gratitude. You don't understand speed of implementation. You don't understand suspension of disbelief. You sit there and you'll pay money to a guru to try to help you with your business or your lifestyle, and you don't even follow his directions, and then you wonder why you're not going anywhere. Or do you have enough gratitude to recognize, hey, I need to solve someone else's problem, and when I do, I can make outrageous amounts of money. But there's more than that. There's also the wealth of like you helping your friends get generational wealth. There's also the wealth of you helping other people level up with their health, wealth, and relationships. There's so much gratitude. This is one of the reasons, not to knock any of you guys, I'm not trying to knock anybody, but those of you in Bitcoin and crypto, you're not solving a problem. You really aren't solving a problem. You're speculating. People who gamble, play poker for a living, you meet a lot of people who make money and lose money because you're not solving a problem. At least those influencers that you talked about before that have a big following, they are solving a problem. They're sedating people.
Yeah.
Sedation. That is the problem, right? Like even pornography, it sedates people.
Yeah.
Like that's the problem they're solving. It's not a good problem. It's actually creating more problems, but that's the reason why pornography makes so much money is because of the sedation. Video games. Why is it GTA 6 is gonna sell $35 billion worth of copies? Because it solves problems. So it solves problems, it sedates people. So there's different ways to do this, but like, just think about how easy it is. This is not 1856 where I gotta go down to the town square and sell oranges and shit like that. You can do all of this virtually from home. You've never been a time like this where you could do so much and have so much going on for free, and we're at the cusp, because this might be your last chance to do it. Because when AI takes over, if you don't understand how artificial intelligence works, AI is gonna replace you. AI is gonna replace all these other jobs. There's 2 things that AI won't replace. Do you remember what that won't get replaced? Do you remember what Todd said?
Learning how to run the AI, yes, or having a personal brand.
Having a personal brand or learning about artificial intelligence. Those 2 things you won't lose if you can learn how to do those things. That's why I recommend to everybody, even if you're introverted, get a personal brand, because once you do that, people have this level of trust. You're that guy from YouTube. You're that guy from YouTube. That's the kind of thing that happens. And like a flurry of different opportunities open up for you when you do that.
yeah, I'd say, and maybe we'll wrap with this, and then maybe we'll see a few people in town too. I think I always try to ask myself what's unique about what someone's sharing, or like what's unique about their vibe. I think what Michael's just shared with you here, Michael is somebody who is in a high state of action. And Michael is somebody who, for him, this comes, I don't want to say it comes easy to him, because Michael's had to push himself. I've had to push myself. I'm sure you've had to push yourself. But it's something that is deeply resonant for Michael. So you're hearing about taking action from somebody who it's deeply resonant for. Try to not just pick on what he's saying, but allow the energy behind what he's saying to kind of infuse your soul. Feel that inside of yourself. Feel the energy of action inside of yourself. And what's gonna happen is that's gonna propel you. And that is also why you wanna watch great videos and great content creators. It's not just for the technique, but from the energy that actually you let in yourself, and it will wind up driving you. So, with that, we're gonna hop back into Fremont.
I'm gonna say one more thing.
Yes.
How many of you guys, put a 1 in the chat if you have ever told someone, or you've talked to someone and you said, man, I'm gonna start a podcast. Guys, let me explain something to you. These two mics come together with this Osmo. This is a podcast right here. Lighting, audio, video in 4K, 60 frames a second, done. One piece, you can film a podcast. You can film a podcast with 2 iPhones. Why are you waiting? Do you think that why are you waiting for things to be perfect? You'll never be perfect. There'll never be a better time. You need to take this action now, man. Suspension of disbelief, speedable implementation. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna speed our implementation. We're gonna go back there on Fremont. I almost called it 6th Street because I'm from Austin. We're gonna go back there on Fremont, and we're just gonna talk to random people. Let's do it.